What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about MicroStrategy today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Here we are at $296 with an 8.8% drop on the day. Bitcoin itself, we'll get rid of all the noise here. Bitcoin itself is down 3.8%. Don't do this thing where, if you're like me, okay, and uh, you're assuming that the price will go down. Hey, there you go, right there. Or maybe not that low. I'm sorry, I don't think it'll go down that low. That was just like a worst case scenario, or even like just saying something that wouldn't be expected. It's not the expectation. The expectation to me is a 14 to 15% drop. If you're like me and thinking that Bitcoin drops 14 to 15%, and it's down 4% today, and you see MicroStrategy down over twice that much, don't assume that MicroStrategy is going to dump twice as much. Okay, I don't think that's what's going to happen, but it could. Prepare for that. You can at least accept it as a possible outcome. If Bitcoin drops 14% and MicroStrategy drops 28%, that would take us below these lows, and that's not what I'm anticipating to happen. But time will tell. We'll see how it goes. I'm not going to be surprised or discouraged on MicroStrategy if it does see prices below here, and I won't be dramatically surprised either if we find support above these lows and somewhere that's around 260 to 240. However, I will say this: Bitcoin dropping 14% and MicroStrategy dropping to the 260 area like we thought, that's a 12% drop. That seems a bit unlikely to me. So something's going to have to happen here to make sense out of that. MicroStrategy is going to have a little bit of a pump up before Bitcoin completes its onslaught to the downside, or maybe Bitcoin would have to drop and see its low happen before the stock market opens on Monday for that to be avoided, for prices to be too much lower than that avoided, right? Over the past few days, we've talked heavily about this 240 to 280 area, specifically right around 260. And right now, it's not seeming like a reality. Right now, what is seeming more possible is that we would go back to around these lows here, around 240 to 250, and maybe even lower. Right, targets below this low should be considered, although I don't think we're going to go there. Let's talk about that actually. Let's see. If we were to go below this low from a low to a high here, where could we go? We could go all the way down to $207 to $181. Yes, we could. Oh, absolutely, we could, you guys. We put a golden ratio line right there. But the thing is, we could, but I doubt it. Right? What, MicroStrategy is going to drop 38% and Bitcoin only drops 14%? I doubt it. That doesn't make sense to me. 14%, maybe 200, maybe there. Okay, that maybe I got a little bit overzealous. Right? Let's look back. Prior areas of resistance, current areas of support, yeah, could be a thing. And maybe you don't drop that much. I'm honestly not anticipating at this moment that you drop below this low, but I am accepting it more as a possibility today than I have over the past few days, right? Genuinely, if I had to guess, you're going to get some kind of double bottom, or some more likely some kind of higher low is what I would anticipate, but we'll see how that goes, right? Again, it doesn't make too much sense for MicroStrategy to stop anywhere less at this point than like 250, because if Bitcoin drops 14%, MicroStrategy likely does drop more. Now, is it going to drop at a 2-to-1 rate? I doubt it. I doubt it persists that way, but it can. It's possible. I want to look. Let's see what's MSTR doing on these. How are we receiving this on the options outlook here? Let's see. Uh, Chilling. People are frozen in their tracks. They're not taking out their calls. They're just like, I'm going to eat this and roll it over into next week. Yeah, that put to call ratio hasn't changed at all. So, oh well. Oh well, there. Yeah, more puts next week, but those calls will probably roll into next week as well. Um, yeah, man. Yeah. Let's see here. What was I gonna do? Max Pain, right? Where's Max Pain at? Max Pain's actually to the upside. Isn't that crazy? Max Pain up here. That means more people would lose money. The most pain to be had would be at 310. I mean, to be fair, we were just at 310. I wonder how many people closed out their stuff then. I don't know. What about next week? It's right at the same price here. I don't know. Not going to help us out too much there. Let's go to the overview real quick. Implied volatility at a 0 or down here. All right, wait, is that IV? IV 30 days, 79%. Sorry, I don't. It looks like it's pointed at a 0, but I don't know if that's. I don't know. I don't know. Historical volatility 109%. IV low 69% on. Yes. Open to put, call ratio, neutral, open interest. Yeah, about average. People are in between, right? This is a good judge of sentiment right here. Are people bearish? Are people bullish? A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Volume put to call ratio, yes. Overall, huh? Oh, wow. Option volume, less now. Yeah, we probably once we get into the green zone, that'll be whenever it's time to move up, right? Um, That would be my expectation. So we probably do over the coming days, over the coming weeks, when MicroStrategy does drop. Not only will you see puts coming in, but you'll see a lot of calls. The majority of options in the short term are open to the upside, to the call side. You're going to see a lot of these calls go away. They either get flushed out, they get cleaned out, or they just don't want anything to do with the markets anymore. So they're going to step out, flushed out, cleaned out, or step out on this low here. And then once that happens, once the overall like leverage positions go away or starts to get into this green zone, I bet, and we're very close, we're very, very close. I bet that's whenever we'll start to turn things around a little bit more. And that doesn't mean, just because when I say start to turn things around, that doesn't mean that we are going below this low, or that doesn't mean that we can't find a higher low. We absolutely can, but I'm just curious to see what happens here. Anyways, some people might be wondering, maybe you're shaking in your little bull boots. You might be wondering, are the price targets at $1,000, $1,100, $1,300? Are those still possible? And the answer is yes, absolutely. They're still very possible. Not just possible. I would say you can count on it. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm counting on it. I definitely believe that we will see prices well above $1,000 by the end of May, if not sometime in June, right? Something in this area, $1,100 to $1,300, $1,150 to $1,273, something like that. And then from there, then we will start to consolidate on our next phase, maybe down to about $900, something like that, and then continue to rip from there and have our cycle ending finale, which would likely be above 2,000. Maybe between 2,000 to $3,300, something in that area. But time will tell. If we take this overall all-time high or not all-time high, but the cycle high from last cycle to the bear cycle low here, we look at our targets here, the 1886200 area, that comes in line with this 1886200 area. Our all-time high expectation at 2,100 could be met here with 2,400. Oftentimes with the 2272, you do go just above it. Just above it there is the money zone of this relative fib. So there's a lot pointing to the idea that strategy. It just says MicroStrategy here still, but I know it's called strategy, you guys. I know. I have a hard time getting with the times sometimes, but strategy, macro Bitcoin strategy, likely does continue to grow until it sees prices around, if not even above, $3,000 by the end of the cycle. But again, by that time, we'll probably have a split, so it'll be more like $300. I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point, so I got nothing else to say. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I didn't realize my camera cut out, but that's not new. We're going to fix that. We're going to fix that here pretty soon. Take it easy, you guys. Thank you all. Bye-bye.